Hi, I'm Joanne Peters. I am a trial attorney with the law firm Isaac Brandt Ledman and Teeter in Columbus, Ohio. Our phone number is 614-221-2121. This is my second video blog. Check out my first one. It's where I told you what you ought to do if you get sued. S-U-E-D is an easy way to remember what you should do if you get sued. I'm here today just to talk very briefly about the Employee Polygraph Protection Act. This is a federal act that was enacted in 1988. Believe it or not, it's been on the books 22 years. And what it says, in essence, and there are certain exemptions for certain types of employers, but in large part in the private sector, this act is going to apply. And it says that employers cannot use lie detector tests or require employees to take lie detector tests, or then use the results of any lie detector test to discipline or discharge or fire an employee. Now, there's one exception that it would be helpful for employers to know, and that also is useful for employees to know, is that if the employer suspects you of having caused economic loss, that's the statute's terms, if an employer suspects that you have contributed to causing economic loss to the company, they can ask you to take a polygraph test. Now, a polygraph test is a type of lie detector test, and it's the one that we think of most frequently, where you have wires connected to your head, and there's a needle that records, your stress level, and from that, the examiner, the person that gives you the test, the examiner looks at those results and determines whether or not your answers were truthful. So, if an employer thinks that you have contributed to economic loss, classic example would be the employer thinks you stole something, you can be subjected to a polygraph test. But there are several steps that the employer has to go through to get to there from here. First of all, you have to be an employee that had access to the property or the item that was lost or believed to be stolen. Second, the employer has to establish reasonable suspicion that you were involved somehow in the loss. And the third is the employer has to give you a written statement saying, here's what we think happened or what's missing, and why, the reason for why the polygraph examination is being given. So, as an employer, it's important to know you cannot just randomly ask an employee to take any lie detector test, and you cannot randomly ask any employee in particular to take a polygraph test. But if you do think an employee is stolen from you, you can ask that employee to take a polygraph test. Now, once you get the results of a test, if in fact the test would show that the person was not being truthful, you still can't discipline or discharge that employee based on those test results alone. You have to have additional supporting information to justify discipline or termination coupled with the polygraph examination results. So whether you're an employer or whether you're an employee, I hope you find this information useful. And if you have any more questions, don't hesitate to give me a call, 614-221-2121. Have a great day.